Close your eyes for a moment. Picture what innovation looks like to you. Is it a scientist in a white coat? A high-tech lab filled with chemicals? Or a large company with unlimited money and resources? Now open your eyes. The truth is, today, innovation doesn't only look like that. It might look like a student with a phone, someone sitting in their room asking a question no one else has asked, someone who doesn't have permission, funding, or a title, just an idea, someone who decides to begin anyway. For a long time, innovation has only belonged to a few places and a few people. It lived behind walls, inside institutions, and within strict boundaries. But something has changed. Innovation has a new address, and it lives much closer to us than we think. Hi, I'm Araina Adhia from grade 9, and I'm here to show you that innovation isn't just driven by authority or by permission, but by access. For decades, innovation has followed a familiar pattern. Earlier, you needed expensive infrastructure, years of formal education, institutional approval, and often a certain age or status. Most people had ideas, but very few had the opportunity to act on them. Innovation then wasn't just about creativity or intelligence. It was about permission that was granted to only a few. So what's changed? Today, innovation is no longer defined by who you are, where you're from, or how old you are. It is increasingly defined by access. Geography, expertise, and age. The three boundaries that once shaped innovation are starting to dissolve. And when these boundaries broke, innovation grew exponentially. Earlier, ideas needed gatekeepers. If you wanted to make a change, you needed media attention, political influence, or institutional backing. Today, ideas need something far simpler: visibility. One individual with a clear purpose can reach millions. A powerful example of this shift is Afroz Shah. He didn't start with funding or with authority. He started by cleaning just a beach in Mumbai and transformed his personal effort into the world's largest beach cleanup. It wasn't just scale at first, it was connectivity. Social platforms turned this local problem into a shared responsibility. One voice became many. And today, geography is no longer a limitation to innovate. This brings me to the second boundary that fell: expertise. Earlier, you needed years of strategic training to innovate. Testing ideas meant expensive labs, long timelines, and higher risk. Today, intelligent tools have changed that equation. Even students can now explore complex ideas, test their solutions digitally, and learn far beyond the limits of textbooks. Because when the cost of failure drops, experimentation rises. And experimentation is where innovation is born. Innovation today is less about knowing everything and more about willing to know everything. Let's look at Boyan Slat. At just 18, he saw ocean plastic not as an unsolvable problem, but as one worth attempting. Without any formal expertise, he used online simulations, open research work, and years of trial and error to develop a solution. Today, the ocean cleanup stands proof that access to tools can turn bold ideas to real-world solutions. The third boundary is the one closest to me. Young people are often told that they're too small, that they should wait till they grow up, or that someone else will solve that problem. But today, students are filing patents, building prototypes, and solving real-world problems, not because someone told them to, but because they can. Because waiting never solved urgent problems. Young people don't just imagine problems, we live them. And that lived experience creates urgency. We don't innovate for recognition first. We innovate for impact. For years, age has been used as an excuse to wait till we're older, more mature, more qualified. But Gitanjali Rao chose not to wait. At a very young age, she saw problems that felt urgent: unsanitary drinking water, cyberbullying, and misinformation. Instead of assuming that someone else would solve these problems, she asked herself, why not me? At just 10, she heard about the Flint water crisis while watching the news and became interested in ways to measure lead content in water. Today, she has created a device called TEDxNESIntlSchool to develop her knowledge and combat the Flint water crisis. Today, age is no longer a barrier to contribution. In fact, it is slowly becoming an advantage. India holds a special place in this story. We've always been known for Jugaad, creative solutions born out of constraints. Jugaad has always been about adaptability, about making things work even when resources are limited, the ability to do more with less. Because when challenges are a part of daily life, innovation becomes a necessity. Some of the most meaningful innovations of the future may not come from places with the most resources, but from those with the most urgency, from people who don't have the option to wait. So, what truly defines innovation today? It's not technology alone. It's not intelligence alone. Innovation happens when voice meets tools and power meets courage. For the first time, access and intent matter more than authority or just a title. So here's my final question to you. In a world where you can learn almost anything, reach almost anyone, and build from almost anywhere, what will you choose to innovate with that access?